Welcome back to On Cue Billiards in San Diego for this Friday night 9-ball tournament match. It's a loser's side round 3 match between myself, Mike Holt, and JP, my opponents. I've won the toss and I'm breaking in rack 1. Not such a great split. When we rack these, we only use the wooden triangle. There were no templates in use on this Friday night tournament. So the 2 went down, and looking at the 1 ball, it's extremely thin. And I'm wondering if there's a possibility, if I can't cut it in, I could maybe carry it in off the 3, but I'd need to generate quite a bit of power to get the 1 to throw that wide off the 3. So you'd be basically hitting the 3 fairly thick, as thick as possible, without being full ball, obviously. And you know, the tangent line can hopefully throw it into that pocket. Where the 3 finishes, however, nobody knows. It's going to be flying around the table a little bit. So I'm trusting to luck if I do make the shot. But I feel like attacking. And this is I think the best option for me to do that. Bit of stun on the cue ball, so I'm jacking up. Actually drew back a little, but as you saw there, the throw wasn't quite right. And I have set JP up with a nice opener. He's got a straight-ish 1 in the bottom left. And I think his angle would take him slightly towards the 5 if he does a stun. So probably the best shape he could play will be for the top right, where his hand is. That's a very nice stroke. He seems to have finished dead straight on this 3 ball, so options are limited. He may just drop it in, roll forward a little and accept a slightly longer shot. Yeah, that's what he's done. So looking at this cluster, the 6 definitely passes, but I'm not sure about the 7-9, so he does have an angle if he wants to try and go into them, but it is a bit risky. You could just try and go twice across, get the 6 in the bottom right. Oh, he's gone into him, and that has worked out a dream. Perfect cannon on the 5 ball, and the 6 is now waiting by the bottom left pocket, just 6 to the 7. Take a bit of care. I'm not sure if that 7 passes the 9 into the bottom right, so just has to have a plan, and that needs to be decided on right now before we place the 5. If it was me, I'd be getting thick-ish on that 6, and he could just draw back with a little bottom left, get the cue ball coming in a line towards where it is now, but stopping a bit short of that, so you're below the straight line on the 7, and then it's an easy shot for the 8. So he's actually pushed forward to the rail. This isn't bad. He can just do a straightforward draw back here. Just wants to make sure he gets away from the rail and stays below the line. Oh, well, he's rattled the 6. A little bit of a careless shot, and he's hooked me, but I'm just glad to be getting back to the table, to be honest. I feared the worst there. So I think I could actually put extreme left-hand English, just get around that 7, catch the rail and try and hit the 6 as full as possible, knock the 6 up table and try and keep the cue ball there like a kick and stick. I'm sure I can catch enough of the 6. Yeah, it's just popped out of the hook, so he does have a shot. Yeah, if I'd have caught that 6 fuller, then the cue ball would have stayed where it was, but just caught it slightly off centre, and hence it just drifted up there. And he's a little bit off with his long pot on the 6 ball, and he's left me a similar sort of long shot in the bottom left. I'm looking at drawing this across to the right hand side long rail with just a tiny bit of inside, just trying to get back into the centre of the table, not too far across, so I can still make the 7 in that bottom left as well. So it's not a full speed shot, it's like half power. Gotta catch this sweet. Oh dear. And I rattled the 6. I got away with murder there. Yeah, it was a bad cue ball as well, so quite fortunate. Oh, and JP's attempted hook is a sellout. He's gifted me this game. I've just got to think about how I'm going to get on the 7. Just checking again, it does not pass the 9. So, play with a little bit of outside, that's right hand English. Just pocket the 6 and then I'm now looking at the 7 in the side. I was initially going to pass it for the 7 in the same pocket as the 6, but I think maybe this is an easier shot. It's just, you've got to play a little bit of a baby shot really, and with these tentative ones you can sometimes decel, so just stroked it through, and in fact I did decel a little bit on the wrong side of the potting line. The cue ball's going to roll forward into the long rail on the right. If I want to get on the 8, I'm going to have to push forward, come off that rail, and then travel towards the 8. Yeah, and missed the 7, so that's a bad shot. I've left JP with a thin cut. Got a choice here, you can either play a bit of inside, left spin, try and come straight back up the table. That seems what he's doing. Well, he's caught it too thick as well. Nobody wants this game. So, very thin. I'm now thinking to throw this in with a bit of bottom and right. So the right spin obviously is going to swerve the cue ball a little bit. I find this is quite an easy way to make these cuts. You just have to get the feel of the shot, because it's going to swerve a little bit in transit, that cue ball. But it will give me perfect shape on the 8 of 2 rails. And that spin helps throw that 7 in the pocket. Well, of course, it's thinner than intended and nearly scratched. Quite fortunate to avoid that corner pocket. But this is the tough 8 now. If I'd have caught that, the desired thickness, that 7, the cue ball would have pulled up a lot sooner. Well, at least I made it, and I'm still at the table, so brace yourself and try and do a nice stroke on this 8. And that was a bit of a hurried delivery. If you noticed there, the final backswing was all a bit quick. So JP has this now. I wouldn't say it's straightforward, but it's certainly an eminently potable shot. Oh, he's missed it. Is he going to fluke it? He has indeed. He's finished on the 9. So this is going to be a first back to JP, I think. But where's the cue ball going? Oh no! So JP concedes that rack, and I've got out of jail really. And I can't believe I've won the first game after all that happened. So JP's done a nice break. He's made the 8. Not an easy one, I don't think, by any means. And I don't know if it's even a bank, so could be facing a safety here. Oh, he may have tried the bank. I think that was tough to make. They were looking for a way to hide the 1 from the cue ball, if it was me, but looking at this, I don't think it goes past that 4. Maybe it goes, if you can just put it into the rail just before the pocket. Yeah, I think that's what I think is going on. Yeah, I'm looking at this again. So, cheating the pocket ever so slightly. Following forward, I'm trying to find the gap there between that 7, 9. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, the cue ball will be going across to the left-hand long rail and then coming out again. Oh, it went straight in. Look at that. I didn't want that kiss on the 5. And consequently, I have not got a pot available on the 2 unless I can bank it in the left side pocket by that 3 ball. There is enough of it sticking out, I think, if I can cut it towards that middle diamond on that bottom section of the right hand long rail. I have to generate a bit of power though, straighten it up a bit. Try and put some backspin on as well. Oh, and a poor shot. I've caught at the edge of the 9 as I was going through, so very careless. Ball in hand for JP. But what I did there, I made the balls a bit more congested. That 5, now you struggle to get on that because it won't pass the 9. I suppose there is a 5-9 combo if you get that far. They're both on the rail, so if you could finish behind him, you'd have a good chance of rolling that in. So he's got a chance now on this 3. He's got to be delicate here. It's quite acute. Oh, and he's got it too thin and gifted me the 3 ball. So I'm concerned about the scratch. I'm looking at this, how thin can I hit it? I'm going to try and hit it as thin as humanly possible. There's a big margin of error to pocket the ball, and hopefully that means I can just avoid scratching. Oh, and I was close. And that's lost the cue ball. Can try a delicate little shot just to roll it in past the 9, but not sure what shape that leaves me. I mean, I could try and hold the cue ball just before the 9, but the 9's a big ball here if you're following forward. Indeed, I've certainly not got the potting angle. I can clip the right hand edge of this 5. The possibility it might bank in the top right. That's what I'm looking at now. Can I get that bank? Yeah. Not sure. I'd like to have that 9 out of the way. But if I can catch it thin enough and avoid the double kiss as I come round. Oh, just about. I think that 7 ball's done me a favour. I was perilously close to double kissing that 5. That would have been a different story. So I think he's kicking here. Oh no, he had a full clear sight of it. What an amazing shot. That's a lovely ball. Nicely up on the 6. So he's to generate a little bit of backspin, I think, here. Not too much. Unfortunate there. So a chance now to get to 2-0. I think the angle on this is ever so slightly off straight. I'm wondering if I can follow forward, where do I end up? I'd probably end up to the left of where I've just indicated my tip. And that's going to be tough. You could stun it and try and leave it in the bottom right. And that means jacking up a little because you're close to the rail, which I do try and avoid if I can help it. So yeah, the flat cue means I'm following forward for the bottom left pocket. And just off angle. So options. It's a bit straight to try and stun this and get the cue ball over to the right hand long rail, but I'm also not liking the follow forward shot with inside or right hand English. I think the tangent line is going to take me too far to the right on that bottom rail, and extreme spin makes it a missable pot. So I think I'm going to try and stun it to the long rail on the right and then get over towards the 9. And that's not done it. Yeah, needed something else, a bit of running English or something to keep that cue ball moving. I sort of killed it, the shot I played. So I'm looking at the bank here. I think there would be more of a natural angle if that cue ball was closer to the right hand bottom pocket, but where I am it can be made, but you have to force it a little Squeeze it into the rail and I jumped the cue ball off the table, so that's fatal. I concede the rack. So JP, it's one each. He has the break. Oh, actually, it's my break. I do tell a lie. We have alternate breaks in this tournament. It isn't winner breaks. And that is to stop people running all the racks in one. It's quite possible for some of the better players here to do that. So I've left a little tiny edge of the one sticking out here after making the ball off the break. There's the 2 ball, I think. So the cue ball will be naturally travelling all the way back down towards the 3. But it overcut it in the end. It doesn't look too bad. I think the 4 ball's come to my rescue. He may have a thin edge on the left, but I don't think he can pot it. Looks like he's kicking. Very nearly scratched, but he's set this one up nicely. So I think this is just like centre line of the cue ball. And lots of right hand English. Yeah, top and right. And this looks about perfect. Yeah, finishing below, it's just give me the angle I need to follow forward with top and left. Not too hard, natural path of the cue ball. It was going where it wants to go. And same again, just let the cue ball roll forward, this time with a little bit of right hand English. Off the short rail and behind the 6. Where's the cue ball? Oh, on another day that drops in the middle, but not today. Following forward, little bounce, give me a nice angle on the 7. And 2 rails, again running English, the cue ball go where it wants. And the pace looks good here. Just below, or just before the line of straight, so I could just stun down for the 9. And JP's seen enough, so that's 2-1 to me. JP with the break, rack 4. The 2's in. And he's extremely close to the 1, but I think it's cuttable. And if it's almost like playing away from it. It's going to be... That looks a bit thick there. Yeah, he needs to play away from it a fraction more to get the cut he needed. So he left me a chance past the 9, I think, has he? Or does the 9 block the pocket? In which case I may well fire this one directly into the 9 and try and do a combo for the match. I can draw back the cue ball, going to try and aim getting it back towards the short rail at the top of the table there, so there's an element of safety. That 1 ball will probably stay down this end of the table if I catch a thickish contact. Which I did, and in fact I got a bit lucky there. The 1 has finished, I think, tight on the rail. Can't be made, you've got to play a lot of right hand, left hand English, sorry, cushion first. Nice stroke. He's going to collide with the 3. Is it kind? Could have been kinder. Not an easy shot now. You can cut this across the rail. That's what he tried. He's not caught it thin enough. And I think that's going to dress up. I can see it. So 3 to the 4. I'm just checking how far off the rail it is. I think the shot here is top and left. Loop the cue ball around off the short rail, left hand long rail. Come across towards the right hand long rail. Try and get below that 4 for a shot in the top left. Oh, I've collided with the 9. Looks like a bank shot here. That'll give me the necessary shape on the 5. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I've got lucky. I got lucky. Well, we all get a bit every now and then. The secret is to make the most of it when it happens. 6 is sitting pretty over the corner. So it's all about this shot, really, if I can get shape on that 7. So, bottom, draw, and right-hand English. Cue ball spinning. The spin going to take. There it is. And that should be all over. Just a draw straight back to the middle of the table. Leave myself a straight 8 ball. And JP steps forward and shakes my hand. I win 3 racks to 1. Thanks for watching, folks. Please check out the channel for more matches from this tournament and subscribe. We appreciate it. It really does help support the channel.